James Johnson, all those people of color came out of the damn hiding room and linked arms with you. You have to understand that the only ally you got is people who look like you. The Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey said that in a world of wolves, one should go armed. Mr. Garvey said the most powerful weapon in the reach of black people is to practice race first wherever you go. Not fraternity first, not profession first, not lies first, not light skin or dark skin first, but African first. Once the world sees that we put ourselves first, brothers and sisters, we can flip the whole thing around. President General Marcus Garvey said that if black people got to know themselves today, we have a new reality tomorrow. The invisible power strategy. You must keep the true source of your power invisible. Constantly develop and use a host of middlemen who serve to buffer you from the criticizing black masses. As long as they cannot identify the general of the army, it will be difficult to defeat it. If necessary, pay your functionaries to assume blame for the faults of the system. You ever see sometimes when something goes wrong with black folk, a white person steps up to take the blame? And you say, why is he on the news blaming himself? He going to lose his job? No, he's not. He might lose his job, but he ain't going to lose the money. In fact, he's going to get more. Can I give you an example of somebody who did this? Conrad, what's the brother? He ain't a brother. Who poisoned Michael Jackson for Sony Records. What was his name? Conrad. That's a perfect example. Sony Records killed Michael Jackson, brothers and sisters. Not no damn injection shot. Why was Michael Jackson murdered? Michael Jackson was murdered because he owned 100% of the Beatles catalog. That black man owned the music rights to the most successful group in American history, and he owned half of Elvis Presley's catalog. So whenever you buy a Beatles song, a hair Beatles song, Michael gets paid. And so Sony Records wanted that catalog back. They said, how did this effeminate Negro be so shrewd to outthink us in our own business? So they stepped to Michael Jackson and said, you gotta give that back. And he said, I'm not giving it back. They said, well, you owe us about $20 million. He said, yeah, that's because y'all sabotaged my last album, Invincible, to deliberately put me in debt, so I have to give up the catalog. So then Michael Jackson was approached by a white music promoter. He said, why don't you take 20 tours? I'll help you get out of debt. Mike said, sure. They sold out in one day. And then people start saying, maybe this man at 50 got the same attraction he had at 5. So Mike said, I'll do 30 more. Sony Records said, damn, how are we going to get the catalogs now? If he goes on tour, he pays off the debt, he keeps the catalog. There was only one thing left to do: kill him before he went on tour. And so he came back to the Staples Center to practice. And to be honest with you, I think one of his own blood relative family members, and I don't know this for sure, but my spirit is telling me that one of his jealous siblings brought his ass back so Sony could kill him. Had Michael Jackson had Michael Jackson successfully went on tour, not only would he have kept the Beatles and Elvis catalog, brothers and sisters, but do you know what Mike was going to do? He was about to start the world's first totally independent black-owned record and distribution company. He would have drew all the black artists to him. All the rappers would have came, jazz would have came, gospel would have came, R&B would have came, neo soul would have came, and he would have bankrupted the whole damn music industry with one rule. That's what we're talking about: strategy and science. When you can't hit him with a bullet, you hit him with a dollar. The finance strategy. It has been our observation that capitalism has taken over the so-called black struggle. It has been our observation that capitalism has taken over the so-called black struggle. It appears that the fight for Pan-African freedom has become another brand new commodity to be sold and exploited for our own ends. We have found that finance and their leaders and community-based organizations have been the most efficient means of controlling the entire damn community. Why do you have an after-school program in your neighborhood? Why do you have a Mothers Against Violence in your neighborhood? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the mothers who got the organization, stay with me. They don't understand military science. But the reason why they give the nonprofits the money is during election time, they expect the nonprofits to go out and make you vote, which you will. A sympathetic vote because they funded my organization. You failed to realize that the reason they gave you the money had nothing to do with helping poor black people. It was everything about controlling your vote on election day. Stop falling for the okie doke. Gender, one of the best victories of slavery was that it did what? Upset the natural balance in the household. So black men are struggling against black women, and black women are struggling against black men, and guess what? The cracker uses this against us. There's a disgruntled sister, you don't like a certain brother who's in a leadership position? Come on over here, we'll pay you. Certain brother, you don't like the sister, she cheated on you, left you, won't let you see your kids, whatever the situation is, come on over here, we'll help you get it back. And at the end of the day, they end up getting both of your asses back. Sisters, you got to raise up the brothers, and brothers, you got to raise up the sisters. Nothing should come before a black man, and nothing should come before a black woman. Identity strategy. Every 10 years, the white supremacist does what? He gives you another identity to fight over. In 1970, what did he drop in the community? Hispanic. Soon when he dropped Hispanic in the community, at least 25% of y'all sitting in this room start looking for a Spanish ancestor. You start climbing up the family tree, shaking the damn tree for a Hispanic to fall out. So you ain't gotta be black no damn more. In the year 2000, what he dropped? Biracial. Y'all start climbing the damn tree again. I heard I got some Irish in my family. I heard I got some Jewish in my family. I heard I got some Italian in your family. They don't even let your ass in a pizza shop. You talk about you half Italian. And then what did they drop on you last year? 2010? Multiracial. You said, I know I got something else in me. I think I got some Native American. So now some of y'all filling out the damn census, which you should be filling out any damn way. Because the whole purpose of the census is to do what? See how effective the extermination campaign is going against black people. Don't you ever fill out no damn census. They got black people knocking on your door, talking about, we need to do this so we can have more representation in Congress. We need to do this so we'll get more grant money from the federal government. My grandmother been filling out those damn census for 100 years. We ain't got one extra dollar in the hood. Don't believe the hype. Identity. Tiger Woods. He said, I am Cablinasian. Caucasian, Indian, black, and Asian. To that white woman divorced your ass, you turn Negro real fast. You turn Negro real fast. It ain't won a damn tournament since. Woman took $1 billion out of that man's pocket. Do you know that she was a poor, broke housemaid? And now she's one of the richest women on the face of the earth. Rule 14, the intimidation strategy. Rule 14 says what? Rarely do white supremacists do this, but Rule 14 says whenever you think you can scare a black person out of revolutionary activity, you do that. They do this with who? Politicians, community activists, and religious leaders. They step to you and say, if you don't stop it, your son who's selling drugs is going to jail. Your daughter on probation is going to go back and serve out her whole time and sentence. This is what they do. They intimidate the hell out of you. So if you got a whole card in your pocket, put it out there before they do. Let the community know what it is before they do. So when they come blasting you on the front page, you can already say, my people knew about that already. We done took care of that. Next. Next. Because they will always get you with a whole card. Who did they get with a whole card? Jesse Jackson. 2004 election. He said he was going to do what? March on the inauguration of President Bush. Jesse said, this is wrong. Y'all threw out 18,000 black votes. We're going to march on George Bush's inauguration. Never been done before. So they said, wait a minute. Don't he got a baby by another woman? Oh, hell no. They went straight to the news, put that on the front page. And if you notice, Jesse never got to the Capitol. You'll see that. Put the whole card out before they get you. Number 15, the legal strategy. They love this. Never allow yourself to get caught trying to justify your behavior to black people. Always deflect attention away from your actions toward the policy on paper. Our strength lies in being able to conceal the contradiction between what we do and what we say we do. Keep language vague, as this will always allow you the opportunity to use the law to defend whatever you do. Most importantly, it confuses the Negroes, and a confused Negro is an ineffective Negro. This is what they do. You say, he did this, and they say, well, on paper, it says you can't do anything about that because technically we didn't discuss that. But you're saying what he did was wrong. The hell with the law. It was wrong. Something should be done. But no. Look at the law, it's not in the writing. Don't you know that constitutional law and state law, this is what they trained us in political science, brothers and sisters. It's intentionally vague so it can be used to fulfill whatever end they want. Are y'all following me?